This is about learning how to talk about sports and pastime. Literally, passe-temps is pastime. And what we're going to learn here is what the definite article is. We're going to recognize when to use the definite article, what are the situations you use it in. We're going to develop the capacity to write and pronounce the different sports and pastimes in French. Although it's not limited to that, we have a lot more sports that we can talk about. We're going to determine the difference between masculine and feminine, and we're going to talk about sports and pastimes that we do, like, don't like, and why. Oops. So, if we start with the definite article, it's what in English you have that is the. In French you have 4 different ones for 4 different situations. If we start with the first 2, you have le rugby, which is masculine. Le rugby, which is masculine. So in English you just have the rugby, but in French you will have to say le. That is, most of the sports are actually masculine, so that will be the one that you see the most often. If it's feminine, like la boxe, then you will have to use la, to show that. If the word starts with a vowel, like l'ordinateur, that does start with a vowel, you have to have the L apostrophe. Any of these vowels plus the H, because remember that in French, we ignore the H, we don't say it, even if we write it. But that means that if we ignore the H, the next letter will be a vowel. So basically, that rule is for vowels and H. When you say it, just ignore the apostrophe and say like one word. It could be l'ordinateur. You do not stop in between. If you have the plural, so more than one thing, you're going to use les, as in les monstres, j'aime les gâteaux. You say that one, les, les. You pronounce it as in you are having lay, les. When you translate things from the English to the French especially, remember that you will have to have that word in the middle, between the verb and the noun. So if it's I like cakes or I like the cakes, remember that especially when you have I like cakes, you will have to have that one. For instance, it could be that you want to translate I like sports. Remember that it's I like the sports in French. I like the sports. J'aime les sports. When to use them? We use them the same as in English. So if you have le livre est sur la table, the book is on the table, it's exactly in the same spots, in the same situations. When we talk about something in general, martial arts are dangerous. Les arts martiaux sont dangereux. Here it's missing in English, but in French it's present because we have to define what we're talking about. J'adore le sport. I love sport, which was the example from the previous slide. J'adore le sport it will have to be I love the sport. With the names of countries as well as oceans, mountains and rivers, so we saw the countries term 1. You will have to say la France, le Canada. L'Australie will have an L apostrophe because it starts with a vowel, and so on. And with expressions that say that indicate the time or the date. So it will be l'été, in summer, je fais du golf. So we've already seen 2 of these learning intentions. For this activity, you will have to find what the English is for le foot. Well done, it's F, football. What is the English for le basket? Basketball. What is le tennis? That's L, tennis. Le vélo. That's cycling. La musculation. So if you break down the word for that one, we haven't seen it, but you can see that you have the start of it is muscle. So logically, if you try and train your muscles to be stronger, if you work on your muscles as a sport, that will be weightlifting. Le ski nautique. Anything that is nautique is nautical, so that's related to water, so that's water skiing. Oops. Le skate. Le skate would be skateboarding. Le roller, logically, rollerblading. La gymnastique, gymnastics. Please note that in French it finishes with QUE and in English with a C. And it's the same for a lot of words, like, for instance, fantastic. It's the same in French, but you just put QUE instead of the C and you have the French word. La danse, dance. La natation, that one is a bit harder, it's swimming. Les arts martiaux, we've seen it just before, that's martial arts. La randonnée is walking or hiking. And these are the answers. Now, likes and dislikes, we have j'adore, which is the strongest one. So you would say j'adore le sport. Then you have j'aime. J'aime les arts martiaux. Then you have je n'aime pas, I don't like. Please note that you have the negation on either side of the verb. Je n'aime pas la natation. You have, even stronger than that, we have je déteste, which I believe exists in English as I detest. Je déteste le water polo. And then we have an easy one, je préfère. I prefer, exactly. Je préfère la course à pied. So I prefer running. Alors, quel sport aimes-tu? What sports do you like? J'aime le foot. J'aime le tennis. J'aime le basket. J'adore la natation. J'adore le vélo. Je déteste la gymnastique. J'adore le patin à roulettes. J'aime la danse. J'aime la musculation. Je n'aime pas les arts martiaux. And that's about it. So we've completely nearly all our learning intentions. The last one. So we have j'aime, je préfère, j'adore, je déteste, je n'aime pas. J'aime, I like or I love. J'adore, I adore. Je préfère, I prefer. Je n'aime pas, I don't like. Remember, you have the negation on either side of the verb. And je déteste. Je préfère le badminton. J'aime le tennis. J'adore le football. Je n'aime pas la pétanque. Je déteste les arts martiaux. So we're going to explain pourquoi. Why? You're going to now write down 3 sentences in French using sports and opinions. So you could say, je n'aime pas le base jump. J'adore le parcours. Je n'aime pas la natation. What other examples could we have? J'aime le roller. The extension will be to explain why. So we're reusing parce que that we learned during our emotional temperature, where we said, I'm feeling well because I'm happy. So we have a list here, as well as these two, to explain why. You could say, je n'aime pas le base jump parce que c'est dangereux. I don't like base jump because it's dangerous. J'adore le parcours parce que c'est amusant. I adore parcours because it's fun, it's amusing. Other things you can use, we could say, c'est génial, it's awesome. C'est génial. C'est super, it's great. C'est super. C'est nul, it's lame or it's rubbish. C'est nul. C'est ennuyeux, it's boring. C'est ennuyeux. C'est fatigant, it's tiring. C'est fatigant. And a quite easy one at the bottom. C'est mon sport préféré. Literally, it is my sport preferred. So it is my preferred sport or it's my favorite sport. Next, we're going to do this activity. So you're going to have this handout and you're going to go around the class. And obviously, you're going to have different names here. So these will be blank. And you try and have a chat with about 6 people. And you will go and ask them what sport they like, or they can come to you and say straight away, je préfère le foot. And then you can write it down here. It might be that they tell you, j'aime la natation. And then maybe it's Oliver who likes swimming. So you will have to write la natation here. And Patrice might be saying, j'adore le baseball. So if he adores baseball, you will fit it in this category and you will just write le baseball. It turns out that Lucille n'aime pas la danse. So you would fit it here because she said, je n'aime pas la danse. And let's go to Marc, and maybe he told you, je déteste le rugby. So he absolutely detests, he hates rugby. And then you can write your own here. So we've completed our PowerPoint presentation and we've got all these learning intentions that we have fulfilled. Well done.